What's going on, guys? Rob Pizzo back with you, and yes, it's official. We should be seeing NHL players competing in Beijing at the Olympics, which means a couple of things. One, the first half of the NHL season is basically going to be a tryout, and number two, everyone in this country is going to be picking their own version of Team Canada, and probably scratching names out and putting other ones in along the way. And we're no different. So we picked up the phone, called some friends who are going to be doing that between now and when this team is announced to get some of their early picks. And we've divided them into three different categories. You've got your mortal locks, you've got your bubble players, and you've got your dark horses. Ready? Let's go. Okay, guys, let's get going on this. We're going to start with the mortal locks. These are players that are on the team basically right now. We just have one rule. No Connor McDavid, because that's basically like cheating. So give me your mortal locks.
My mortal lock number one is Nathan MacKinnon. I'm not sure what would have to happen for him to not play, but I think if he still has three limbs, he's on the team.
I think it has to be Nathan MacKinnon because he's previously been in the argument for, is he as good as Connor McDavid? And that was last year. And then Connor McDavid saw those arguments and said, no, I'm the best. I'm going to be the best. But MacKinnon is still probably the second or third best player in the world. So I think he's definitely going to be there. It would take a miracle for him not to be there.
Okay, that's one. Give me mortal lock number two.
Cale Makar, I think he's by far the best defenseman on the planet. No one plays the way he does, and he's such a treat to watch from there. He has to be on Canada's defense. He's basically Canada's Erik Karlsson, but it feels like he's almost better than Karlsson was in his prime. I don't know if that is a spicy take, but the way he plays is just incredible to me, and I think he has to be there.
Cale Makar, Nathan MacKinnon's teammate. This guy is going to Canada's D's thin. He might be more of a lock than Nate MacKinnon. Like when you do any list for this team, like he's the guy that's on that top pair. So barring a huge step back, he'll be involved.
Okay, your final mortal lock.
I mean, if you want veteran experience, you gotta take Sidney Crosby. He's still somehow 16 years in his career. I don't know how long it's been. It's been a while. I was a kid watching him enter the league, playing hockey myself, and now I'm here talking about him being on Team Canada again, and he's going to be the captain for sure.
Sidney Crosby's going to be there. It doesn't even matter in what role. His season, how it goes, will matter a little bit, but he's going to be on the team. It's just a matter of how they use him, but he's going to be there.
I'm going to sidetrack this a little bit because my number one pet peeve in this whole process is hearing this sentence. Well, Canada has too many skilled centermen. Where are you going to put them? It's like saying your wallet's too small for your $100 bills. Stop it. Yeah. These are the best players on planet Earth. Wouldn't it be great to see, especially if the team struggles out of the gate, you're right, mix it up. Put the MacKinnons with the McDavids and Crosbys. That would be a great, just fun to watch. Okay, guys, I'm on board with Crosby and MacKinnon. My third mortal lock after what we saw in the playoffs, Carey Price. If he's breathing, if he's upright, he's on this team. Okay, category number two, we're calling this bubble players. This is a player who is right on that cusp right now. Could be on the team, could be left on the outside looking in. It's really going to depend how their season starts between October and when they select this team. So give me your first bubble player.
Taylor Hall, which is crazy to say, right? Given how, where he was picked and his name and his status and all that. But, you look around Canada, we got some good hockey players, and Taylor Hall's had some dicey last couple of years, but put him on the Boston Bruins, a very good team, some good line mates. If all of a sudden he comes out and he's, well above a point per game guy, the way he skates, his size, he can definitely make the team, but yeah, definitely not a lock.
I wonder if they take both of Ryan O'Reilly and Sean Couturier. I don't know if they want both of them or if they want just one, but they obviously will want that two-way Selke caliber forward. They obviously already have Bergeron, but we'll see if they want two or three of those guys.
All right, bubble player number two.
Another guy, I think he won the Conn Smythe recently, Ryan O'Reilly. Did he win it the year that St. Louis won? Yeah. He kind of embodies what we love in Canadian hockey players, right? Like maybe not the raw toughness, but the, grit, determination, wins faceoffs, plays center, defensively responsible. Oh, and then he gets a point per game. Like he's a wonderful player. We are, as we mentioned, such a deep nation at center that it's going to be hard for him to crack the team. So it depends how his season goes.
And finally, bubble player number three.
I'm going to take Thomas Chabot from Ottawa, who I think a lot of people are like, maybe you have him as a lock, maybe you have him as a dark horse. It depends what the coaching staff likes and what they want their D-men to do. Is he going to make the team to be a power play guy? There's some defensive question marks. I don't think he's a lock. I think he needs to play well to make the team.
I think there are two Leafs actually that are probably bubble players. I'm not sure if I see them on every roster, but John Tavares and Morgan Rielly, I think at the start of last year, everyone thought they'd be pretty good bets to make Team Canada. But for Tavares, he was good last year, but not elite, and his game might be declining a bit. There might be other players coming up who can take his spot. For Rielly, he's always been a bit erratic. He's very good offensively, defensively. He's sometimes very good for the other team, so it's tough to take someone that risky.
Totally agree with John Tavares. He's so streaky, and there are times where you don't even notice him on the ice. And if that's happening right around the time they're picking this team, I don't think he makes the cut. I'm gonna throw another name out there. How about Steven Stamkos? Back-to-back Stanley Cup champion, but is he past that point? Or are they making him a sentimental pick because he missed out on 2014? Okay, we're calling this final category dark horses. These are players who right now, if you scour the internet, you probably won't find them on anyone's projected Team Canada list. But if they can shoot out the gate, they're almost going to force GM Doug Armstrong to take a real serious look at putting this player on the team.
I feel like he was talked about on the Olympic team last year, and people were like, are people losing their minds thinking about this? But here's what might happen if they think about chemistry. Zach Hyman playing on Connor McDavid's wing and putting this Chris Kunitz-like season together, and they just decide to bring him to be McDavid's winger, got built-in chemistry. He's a great player. He works hard. He kills penalties. He is an elite grinder.
I'll say someone who, we want to defend, Adam Pelech for the New York Islanders. Like, at some point, someone has to keep the puck out of the net and be on the ice in the final minute, and not everyone can be, an 80-point guy from the back end. So he was a guy who I think his stock really shot up last season. If he's rock solid going into Christmas this next season, he might be a guy you want to play different type of minutes for the team.
What a shocker. The guy whose dad won 4 Stanley Cups with the Islanders and who came up in the Islanders organization picks a New York Islander. Allow me to express all my shock there, Justin. Dark horse, number 2.
You know what's amazing? On my dark horse list, I also have Ryan Pulock, who, New York Islander. I will take Pulock. Honestly, I will. I really think that he's a guy that big shot, big body, plays a certain way. And again, the decor to me is one of the ones that's in the most state of flux. I don't know what to expect, and I could see himself playing his way onto the team.
I think Pelech has played himself onto some rosters. He was on ours for The Athletic because we think he's the next Marc-Edouard Vlasic, who again was a surprise in, I think, 2010 when they brought him. He seems to be the next Marc-Edouard Vlasic. He might have a spot on the team because of that. But I wonder if they take Ryan Pulock as well, again, for chemistry reasons and the fact they play together so well, and they are probably the best shutdown pair in the league. Does Canada need an elite shutdown pair? Maybe not, but again, that might be one of the things they are thinking.
Did you guys do your research together, picking all these Islanders? And your final dark horse?
Really going weird with this one. Jonathan Toews? This is a guy that forever has been a lock for Team Canada and seems to be on no one's list to make the team that I see. He had long COVID essentially last year. He wasn't healthy, didn't have a chance to be himself. He's talked about getting healthier and finding himself and loving the game again. If Jonathan Toews comes out next year and he's, well over a point per game or even at a point per game, knowing what he does defensively, commitment-wise, center, you don't want him on the team?
I've got one more dark horse for you guys. How about Carter Hart? I know he was brutal last year, and I know who the top 2 goalies are going to be here, Carey Price, Marc-Andre Fleury, but if you're thinking about the future of Team Canada, if Carter Hart plays well early on, make him the number 3 goaltender, give him some Olympic experience, and we'll see him again in 4 years. What does Connor McDavid need to do to not be on this team? Does he basically have to not be breathing and his heart just stop beating?
Well, it's really tough to imagine a scenario where he plays 40 games up till Christmas and he's got 11 points or something. Even still, you'd put him on the team. So it is literally just a health thing. If he becomes the Black Knight in Monty Python that cut off both his legs, maybe he won't make the team. Otherwise, he's probably on there.
Maybe break some bones and be unavailable. If he's healthy, he's playing.